Hi there, folks, and listen, we're here before the pod actually starts because we want to apologize about what went down on last week's episode.
I'm so sorry. There have been some allegations that have come to light regarding the behavior of one Griffith. And in light of that, we have to apologize for naming our podcast after his organization.
We don't support the things Griffith allegedly does.
We don't really know what those things are yet, but we've heard they're pretty bad, so we feel like we should probably distance ourselves from him.
And his organization.
Yeah, just from the organization. But I think we want to keep the name just because we really want to reclaim that name from him. He shouldn't hold that power over any of us, really.
Right. I mean, he can't own the term band of the. He can't do that. That's not his.
He can't even claim Hawks for himself either.
Yeah, that's a bird.
Yeah, it's true.
It's part of nature. God made that. What does he think he is?
Yeah. So yeah, Griffith. You know, he did something really bad, whatever it was, and we don't appreciate that. So we're going to be taking the name Band of the Hawk from him. We're reclaiming that.
Yeah.
But we apologize for not addressing that in the previous week because it seemed like an endorsement.
And again,
honestly.
I want to be clear. I don't know what he does. I've just heard it described as nasty and gross.
Yeah, and some people are saying that description is like downplaying it. So that, I mean, if I did something that was described as nasty and gross, I'd be mortified. So I can't imagine what he does. That's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I bet he hurts Guts' feelings.
Yeah, I've heard that too. Oh, I think he has already hurt his feelings, like in the episode we watched this week.
No, they're good. What are you talking about? They were great friends this week.
But yeah, we wanted to issue this apology, and we wanted to keep the name. And honestly, we really wanted to just keep the name because it's cool.
And in the first episode, Guts was like, "I want to talk to Griffith. He's been kind of brushing me off lately." So it seems like his feelings were a little bit hurt.
No, that wasn't Griffith's decision.
Well, he didn't know that.
Listen, Griffith did nothing wrong this week.
Oh. But he does eventually do something wrong. This is why we're apologizing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't know. Can he even make decisions, or is he destined to do these things?
What can be said is that men are powerless against their own will.
And we'll probably apologize for that later, too.
Yeah, like...
And now, time to start the show.
This podcast is part of the Big Heads Media Podcast Network. For more great podcasts, head over to BigHeadsMedia.com. Hi there, folks, and welcome to the Pod of the Hawk. It's a Berserk podcast brought to you by us at TV Tuners. I'm your host, Swanson. With me, as always, is my co-host and jealous lord trying to get me killed, Stairmaster.
How dare he assume the title of host of the podcast when I have the most Twitter followers?
Did.
Not anymore.
For those at home keeping track, it's Stairs once again been banned. It took a good long while.
I think this is ban number 8.
Yeah, we're not entirely sure like which tweet he did it. It might have been the death threat that he might have thought was okay because it was overlaid over a picture of a cat.
Yeah,
it might have been the tweet where I complained about Arby's overfilling my drink, so I announced I was going to become Hitler. Who knows?
Yeah.
What's there? Why did you post that minute-long graphic death threat video?
I don't remember. I think it was a guy who was being transphobic or something.
Oh,
it was for a good cause. Should we edit that in just so the viewers at home know what?
No, I think their imagination will be better than whatever it could actually
be. The
minute
long rant with the nasheed playing in the background. If you know, you know.
Yeah. I don't, Sarah, were you thinking, just because there was a picture of a cat on the video that it would be fine? Or what was your thought process?
I figured since it was a WMP4, the auto mod wouldn't pick up on it.
I mean, the guy who received the tweet could have hit,
that was a bitch move on his part.
This is the kind of thing that Elon Musk is going to stop when he gets a hold of Twitter. So I expect Stairmaster to be reinstated day one.
I am in touch with them.
There'll be a blue check mark on the video itself saying that it's been
by true patriots.
That other voice you're hearing, of course, is our other co-host and lady who's real mad about me trying to talk to my friends. Kiorain.
Yes, that's cute.
This is all your fault. You've messed everything up, Swanson. We've had to do 2 apologies already on this podcast. Is there going to be a third next week? I bet there will be, and it's going to be your fault again.
Slap.
Oh, he's right. I'm a bad host. I should train more.
Well, time to hold my sword in the air.
Time to stare up at the moon with my sword pointing at it as I contemplate life.
I like how how Swanson is both Griffith and Guts.
Yeah, normally I don't mix the metaphors, but I was trying to think of anything noteworthy that the princess does in this episode. But...
No, it's our fault that we
that we're beta males.
No, that we both refer to you as different characters. Stairmaster referred to you as Griffith, and I did Guts.
Yeah, that's right. It's your fault. It's not my fault. Anyway,
Swanson did nothing wrong.
True, justice for me. And yeah, this is another exciting edition of our Berserk podcast. We're going through it, the 1997 animated Berserk series, not the live action one.
What live action one?
Nothing. I'm just imagining a live action one now. After I said animated.
With the Dylan McDermott as Guts.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, I would watch that so hard.
It would be bad, but it would be, I'd watch.
And the guy playing Vicious from Cowboy Bebop is Griffith now.
Oh god, please stop, no. Please no.
Same bad wig. Yeah, that's awful. Thanks. Netflix is already commissioning it, I heard. Anyway, this is a Berserk podcast brought to you by us at TV Tuners. If you're listening to the pod and you're thinking, hey, I got a quip, I got a comment, I got a question, a foresight, otherwise, well, that's great. You could send them to us, and we could read them via our email address. That's right, folks.
That's crazy.
You send any of that stuff to us, and we'll read it aloud here on the pod, and then comment on it. We'll do something that's weird, or wow, good insight.
Hard agree.
Stairmaster might question your sexuality here on the pod.
Or we might be like, haha, yes, I'll get right on that.
Yes.
Or, no, I don't think so.
Yeah. Something close to that, yeah.
If it's a question, we'll just say hard agree.
It's true. We do respond to all of our emails that way. Even questions that are just clearly spam.
Well, Swanson, you keep saying that emails are spam, but I got one on the account that said that our account has been compromised. And I needed to, send a confirmation message with... It took 10 minutes to get all the information that they needed to fix the account. But the account is now fixed. And, yeah. So,
what was this information?
so I needed to send in, well, all of our full names, all of our social security numbers, the email and password,
Oh, so that's what that was about.
the confirmation text for the two-factor login authentication. They needed that too. They needed the TV Tuners account number, routing number, and I think also they wanted the login for the online banking for the TV Tuners cash fund.
Which is, that's what... It is what we demanded it be called.
We couldn't actually get a bank account with the bank because we're apparently not trusted for that. So we could get this proprietary service called a cash something.
Yeah.
Cash fund. And, we have to back up every dollar that we store there with a cash dollar of our own in paper. And they reflect it on our online account, which is pretty cool.
And when you think about it, it is sort of like doubling your money.
Yeah, except if we spend $1 in the real world, it also spends $1 on the account online. So I think the math works out kind of tricky, but I think we're making double our money on that.
Yeah, it's a return on investment is what they call it.
I plan on buying a boat later this year.
Yeah, well, we did plan on buying a boat, but we have no dollars. We had a couple thousand saved up, but somehow that's gone. I'm not sure why that's gone. I'm looking into it still.
Yeah, our boat fund is dramatically going down, which is a shame. We were really hoping to sail those Colorado seas.
You were hoping to ford the river so we could flank the enemy fortress from behind.
Yeah, were you guys making any frivolous purchases? Because,
no.
I don't really understand what happened to the 2000.
We were all saving up for the boat.
Yeah.
What happened to it? I don't get it.
I don't know. I guess we'll never know.
Yeah.
Also,
I blame Joe Biden.
Also, don't log out of the account because I tried to get on the account with my phone, the email account, and I couldn't get on. It says the credentials are invalid.
Uh-oh.
So don't log out because I don't know if we're going to be able to get back onto the email for now. And I'm contacting Google support to see if we can get this account credentials back up. But I don't know what's going on. So a lot of weird stuff's happening lately.
Well, that sounds
I'm not sure
bad.
why.
So what's the email for this week, Swanson?
Well, yeah, if you had a quip, comment, question, foresight, otherwise, you could send it to our email address, tvtunerspodcast@gmail.com. What's that email, Ryan?
It's tvtunerspodcast@gmail.com.
That's right.
You could also send an email to, let me find this real quick, scotttheepichacker@gmail.com.
Who's Scott?
I don't know, but I've been told that that's also a valid way to get our emails, and I think we have an automatic...
Told by who?
Google.
Google told you this?
Yeah, they were saying, I need to send all this information, and Scott the Epic Hacker.
It is from Google, so that sounds pretty legit.
Yeah.
It says right there, from Google.
It's got like the Jared of Google.
Probably. I mean, does Google, does any, human work at Google? I thought it was just like a program.
It's a bunch of robots, I think, yeah.
Oh, they gotta have a mascot.
Yeah, they
I thought the mascot was just the letters.
Their mascot's a G.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, maybe the Scott isn't official then.
But yes, send us an email and you'll be like, Geo, who sent us this email? TV Tuners the movie delayed? Fellas, old shaky cams Pete got popped for possession under 10 grams. So now our cinematographer is in county till we can bail him out. Quick, what around the studio could you sell? We need like $80 or he's doing too solid. And that means we'll miss cons. Get liquidating, Geo.
Well, legally speaking, we don't own anything around us in the studio. This half studio.
We don't own any of the things here.
And we already had to sell the copper wiring last winter.
Yeah, that doesn't really stop us from selling anything here.
Yeah, I don't know the legality of it all, but we have been in this domicile for almost 2 years now, so I feel like that legally does make everything around ours.
Yeah, no, I
Also, I think it means we're married.
Yeah, common law marriage, yes.
Yeah, it's a common law threesome.
Yeah. So I've been keeping this from you guys for a while because I have a feeling you guys are going to want to sell. But I have received offers to purchase this particular person who lives here with us.
The crab? Because I can't find him.
No, the crab. I don't think anyone wants to buy the crab, and I'm not sure if the crab is here because it's been several months since I've seen the crab. But no, it's somebody we all know and love, and it's his favorite time of the year. By the way, guys,
No,
it's October.
Yeah, I guess we could sell him.
Oh,
His bail.
Yeah,
well,
I mean, that's fine. If you want to sell pumpkin, we can sell pumpkin.
Yeah, let's sell pumpkin.
You didn't even hear how much they wanted to buy him for. You just
it's pretty.
No, it's gone.
Yeah, it sounds good to me.
Yeah. Okay. So, Gio, we're gonna sell TV Tuners. I want to say fourth host,
No.
Pumpkin.
No, wrong. We don't have a fourth host.
Best TV Tuner's best friend, Pumpkin.
No.
TV Tuner's mascot,
No,
Pumpkin.
the TV
Wrong.
Tuner's mascot is a TV. Obviously.
Yeah, dummy. It's right there.
Well.
People are looking at
what
it as
kind-
they listen to the podcast. It's not a fucking
What kind
pumpkin.
what kind of acclaimed role does Pumpkin have on the
None.
podcast? Then
We sold it. It's gone now, Keo.
you're downgrading Pumpkin to an it.
Yes. Downgraded.
Yeah. So how much are we selling this guy for anyway?
3 cents.
Well, we have to reach $80. I received an offer for $5,000 for Pumpkin.
From who?
Really? Yeah. Oops.
I don't know. He was wearing like a trench coat. He said like he had plans or something.
Okay, well, I think we should take the money and spend it on a boat instead of our director's
Instead of the movie?
photography. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think everyone
Yeah.
would enjoy the boat more.
It's true. Get out on those Colorado waves.
We could do a nautical episode.
Yeah,
Or
that'd be
on the
great.
boat.
People
Out
would
in the
love that.
Colorado Ocean.
Yeah, so Gio, tell Shaky Cams Pete that we're sorry, but we're gonna have to spend this money elsewhere. Anyway, I hope we answered your question by not doing the thing you want us to do.
Well, we answered it.
It's
It's not
true.
his fault that he didn't like it.
Yeah, that's something he's gonna have to live with.
Can't believe we're gonna do human trafficking. And yes,
Well, I
Pumpkin's a
mean-
human being.
He's a pumpkin.
But of course, the email is not the only way you can find us. There's another space, a darker space that we go to called twitter.com, where you can go over to @TVTuners, and you can find some of the greatest TV content known to man.
What?
Tons of great stuff down there. Go check it out right now. I bet you there's something TV related.
Yeah, ever since Stairmaster's Twitter ban, the
Interns.
TV Tuners account has seen a spike in activity.
Yeah. It's gotten 10%
is very
hornier.
Very exciting.
But of course, the TV Tuners account the posting is just one part.
We also find the
other-
greatest tweets on the internet for your
That's right,
enjoyment
Stair.
and enrichment.
And I heard you got a doozy for us this week.
Yes, this tweet comes from Movie Mayhem Podcast, 100% vaccinated, at Movie Mayhem Pod, who
Okay.
writes, "Here's the thing. I hate all the Charlie Brown movies. I think they suck, and they let those little monsters off too easy. Am I a damaged person?"
Whoa.
Huh. Are those movies?
They're TV specials, I think.
I guess that counts as a movie. I don't know.
What does he mean to let them off? Is he thinking of Dennis the Menace?
They're not punished enough, Stairmaster.
They're not punished for doing wholesome activities. I don't think they do anything. Is he talking about the lady who like throws the football away from Charlie Brown?
I think he's thinking of Dennis the Menace or something.
I don't
like
think
those little shits, plural, or those little monsters, plural, implies multiple wrongdoers.
I don't know. I feel like I need more explanation here.
I guess Linus is kind of gross.
Is he confusing Charlie Brown with the Rugrats? That would explain some things. They do get up to too much, you know?
But I think they do get punished.
It's true.
Well, they're also literal babies in the Rugrats. Like, they can't help it.
Yeah, I don't know how much they actually get punished, though. I feel like most of the episodes end with the parents being like, look at how adorable our literal children, our babies are.
Yeah, the parents are the ones who should be punished because they're negligent.
And that dad keeps making, like, robots and shit.
Yeah, the parents should be punished because they allow their kids to ride, like, a robot through Paris. Like, that shouldn't be allowed. The parents should be in trouble for that.
Also, they run off into the woods in the first movie.
It's true, yeah. They get attacked by monkeys.
If your infants do that, you're not a very good parent.
I'm trying to rack my mind thinking about what happens in the Charlie Brown specials. Like, I'm thinking of like the Christmas special where it's they try to have a good Christmas. Is that what they do?
Yeah. I think in the Halloween special he gets a rock.
The Halloween special does have Linus staying in like a pumpkin patch like for the whole night. Is that?
I thought you said Linus and Sting. I was like, whoa.
Oh no, that'd be great if Sting showed up.
He's hiding in the pumpkin patch and he attacks Charlie Brown. No, he attacks him. Pumpkin. Yeah.
By God, it's Sting!
Isn't there also a Thanksgiving special?
Yeah, but no one talks about that one.
I think Snoopy sings in one of them.
Yeah. But I feel like of all of the things that feature children getting up to stuff in like cartoon format, Charlie Brown's like the least menacing.
There are,
I think,
from 1969 to 1980, there were 4 theatrical films released.
Oh, maybe they get into some wild shit in that. I don't know.
Yeah, like did Charlie Brown like become like some kind of like anti-hero?
Maybe, I don't know.
Well, the first one's a musical.
So like,
yeah, that sucks.
That might be bad. Yeah.
Actually, the second one's a musical as well.
Okay, I like the idea of a Charlie Brown musical where they have a whole number done by the parents. So it's just like...
I like the idea of that, like, conceptually, but I would not watch it.
Yeah. Same. Also, how can you hate the Charlie Brown stuff when they don't even let the parents speak? It's all about the kids. The parents' words are nothing to them. Maybe that's what they mean.
Children should show respect to their elders. So yes, Movie Mayhem Podcast, you are a damaged podcast person.
Yeah, I'm going to tune out on this one, only because I'm confused by what in the Charlie Brown. I need more explanation from them.
I think we need to watch the Charlie Brown movies.
We're going to have to do some research. Yeah. And by the way, we have to get paid for this. You have to buy us a coffee to watch.
Yeah, no getting a free Christmas episode out of us for this, okay?
Well, none of them are Christmas movies. They're just movies about Charlie Brown and friends.
Yeah, no free rides on this podcast.
We're not getting paid on this one. We're just going to read the Wikipedia summary and see if there's anything bad.
Yeah, it's true. But it's going to be a tune-out from me until further notice.
Yeah, it's a tune-out.
All right, well, better luck next time, Movie Mayhem Pod. We still enjoyed your conversation that you started with us exclusively. No one else.
Yeah, just us. Thank you.
Anyway, with all that out of the way, I have to ask a question. An important one. What'd you guys watch? Anything interesting? Fun?
Oh, I watched Predator again. That was cool.
Yeah? And
Yeah.
anything fun you noticed this time that you hadn't before?
In one scene, Carl's Weathers' tummy is pulsating. Also, I watched
he okay?
Halloween Ends.
Oh. Did it end?
Yeah. Sort
Did you
of.
watch the ending?
I watched the ending.
Okay.
It was kind
Go
of
on.
abrupt.
Go
It's
on.
sort of like Swanson. It's sort of like the opposite of Rise of the Skywalkers. It's like if The Last Jedi came after Rise of the Skywalkers and just ignored that movie. That's what Halloween Ends is like.
Maybe better if that was the case.
You'd think.
Interesting.
But yeah, they kind of just ignore the ending of Halloween Kills and have Michael Myers just hiding in the sewers for several years. And then the plot is about this kid who accidentally murdered a child he was babysitting, and now the whole town hates him.
Yeah,
Then he gets infected by Michael Myers' evil, and it's supposed to be an allegory for trauma. But also, there's no kills until like an hour in.
Oh, that's no good.
Yeah, that's the bad part.
Yeah, I had been privy to the twist, which is that Michael Myers isn't in the movie until like halfway through.
Yeah, and it's like an old feeble man until he starts killing again.
He's
And
got to
even then,
regain his killing strength.
Yeah, and then he gets lynched at the end.
Relatable.
Oh.
I meant the killing strength part, not the being lynched part.
Oh.
Oh, okay. You just chose to say relatable at the moment when
The kills are nice, but
Yeah, of course.
yeah. So yeah, I don't recommend it.
sounds bad.
Sad.
Yeah. You should just watch Predator instead, the superior slasher film.
True. Much like Michael Myers, the Predator does gain strength by killing.
What'd you watch, Swanson?
Well, interestingly enough, I watched Halloween Kills.
Oh my god.
What'd you think about that?
Well, evil didn't die, but my interest definitely did.
He kills like
crazy.
800 people in that movie and it's still dog shit.
It's fucking ridiculous how many people he kills. He kills pretty much the entire town of Haddonfield,
And it's not very
Illinois.
good.
And it's just it's just awful because everything in between him killing is bad. All the kills are cool, and then everything in between is just people being like, "Yeah, you ever heard about Michael Myers? Here's the whole backstory of Michael Myers. Hey, you hear about this Michael Myers guy?" It's like, why are we recapping the movie Halloween?
Oh yeah, because it also starts off with the immediate aftermath of Halloween. But it's not Halloween 2.
Yeah, there's a couple things that really annoyed me about this movie. I'll list them in no particular order of annoyance because they were all equal. Yeah, we start off with the immediate aftermath of Halloween, the original,
1979.
which is unnecessary. But it could be fun, I guess, maybe in a better made movie. More well-made movie, maybe. But the other thing they do is that they keep flashing back to various moments. So, Keo, a lot of this movie features cast members or recasted people from the original Halloween as like their older selves.
Yeah.
And then we get flashbacks to where it's like, here's them in the Halloween movie, as if I care. And then on top of that, later in the movie, we get flashbacks to the flashbacks we already saw in the movie. What are we doing here?
They had to pad out the runtime.
They had to remind you that the original Halloween movie existed.
And also, characters continually speak to each other by laying out the entire plot of Halloween as if it's like it's not that complex, guys. I don't need it spelled out for me what happened in the original movie. It's pretty simple.
What happened?
Michael Myers kills some folks.
Oh, but you have to understand that Michael Myers had a dark past that led him down this.
No, he didn't.
This,
he just decided to do that one day. He's evil.
Michael Myers was fucked up and was diagnosed as evil.
Keo, he was literally 6 when he committed his first murder.
Yeah, that was his dark past.
Also, they have that that digitally altered Loomis that shows up at one point.
Oh, that wasn't that bad. Like, compared to everything else about the whole unnecessariness of that scene.
But,
does Michael Myers have some kind of supernatural ability?
Yes.
Allegedly.
And this one he does.
Well,
each kill makes him stronger.
Yeah, literally, actually. To the point where, at the end, a whole mob of people are fighting him and he kills them all.
Well, they do kill him and then he gets back up and kills them.
Yeah.
Effortlessly.
He's reincarnated, much like Jesus.
Perhaps he's the anti-Jesus.
Yeah, when you think about it, he's sort of the Jesus of murder.
That's crazy. How could they possibly do this?
Oh, I forgot to mention, of course, my least favorite part of the movie, which is that in addition to all of the exposition, which is about 50% of the script, the other 50% are people chanting, "Evil dies tonight."
Also, they accidentally drive a homeless man and escaped insane asylum patient to suicide, thinking he's Michael Myers.
Oh, yeah, and then the security guard guy, who is also from the first movie, utters my favorite line because it made me cackle on my couch watching this, where he says, "He's turned us into the monsters." And it's so... He says it just like that, with that level of acting, and it's chef's kiss.
Yeah, but those kills are pretty cool.
Yeah, he fights off a whole squad of firefighters, and it's dope, even if their tactics for fighting him are real dumb.
Also, a lady accidentally shoots herself in the head.
Yeah, that was cool.
Michael Myers.
Yeah, some cool kills in this movie. It does live up to that part of the title.
So I should go on the YouTube video Halloween
Sick Kills.
Well, yeah,
compilation.
Halloween Sick Kills compilation. Yeah,
yeah, lots of cool ones in that one, but otherwise mostly bad. Also, like the whole reason that most people came to see these Halloween movies was to see like Jamie Lee Curtis and Michael Myers battling it out, but she's barely in this movie.
Well, I think the original intention was they would have their final showdown in Halloween Ends, and I guess that sort of happens, but that's not what Halloween Ends is about, because he just sort of shows up at the end.
Yeah, I feel like I'm at this point now obligated to watch Halloween Ends to see if it's somehow worse than Halloween Kills. But it's a tune out for Halloween Kills. You just do what Keo said. Go watch a compilation of all the cool kills. Or if you can't find a compilation, just go watch the scene where he fights the firefighters. Because as cool as him fighting off a mob of people may sound, it isn't actually cool when it happens. It's kind of just boring.
That's devastating.
Mainly because all of the people know who Michael Myers is and what he's done, but they all bring like bats and knives to a fight with Michael Myers. There's like maybe one dude who brings a gun to this mob fight.
They should have all brought like heavy duty guns, like
Yeah, it's America in the year 2021.
Oh no, it's 2018, Swanson.
Oh yeah, I guess in the chronology of the movie, it's 2018. Well, with all of that's done, there's only one thing left for us to do. That's just to discuss Berserk, the show. That's right, folks. That's what you came here for, ostensibly. Us talking about Berserk, and we're going to do it right now. So we watched 3 episodes, same as usual. And the first episode is called The Sword Master.
Mine was the owner of the sword.
Oh.
Which I think is more clear about what it's about.
Yeah.
I.e. Griffith.
The Wikipedia list says The Sword Master.
Well, Wikipedia's wrong.
Yeah, maybe.
Or wait, did Wikipedia say The Swords Master?
No.
Oh, then they're wrong.
But
well,
yeah,
how do we know which translation was correct, Stairmaster? How do you know?
Because this makes
one
more
sounds-
sense.
one sounds
It's
better.
about Griffith and Guts. There's no sword mastery.
The rule of translation is if one sounds better than the other, go with the one that sounds better.
There's no sword mastery in this episode.
Look, you don't know necessarily that the original title made sense, okay?
I don't know. Guts is mastering some sword stuff in here. He's swinging.
I do not think that is what the episode is about.
We open up and the nobles are mad. They're not pleased here because Griffith and Guts they're healing up real quick, but everyone's talking about the Band of the Hawk. They're talking about what they did.
I mean, they are happy, just some of them are jealous.
Well, yeah, they're not pleased because Griffith is getting talked up and getting promotions and getting into a high seat of authority potentially, and I don't like that. And they're talking about it, and Guts waddles on by with his crutch, and the one dude, for some reason, decides that this is a good moment to make fun of a dude, and Guts puts his crutch directly on the guy's foot, and the guy falls over in pain, and
he tries to draw a sword, and Guts just gives him this look like, "Oh, you really want to do this, buddy?" Even though all he's got is a crutch.
And he relents. I do like Guts' excuse, which is that he's a little clumsy with his crutch, with his disability currently. So
he doesn't say that in a very convincing way. It's clear he's just like doing it on purpose.
I like smug Guts because he's also in the next scene very smug about. So he's going to see Griffith, and he's not allowed entry because there's a bunch of nobles speaking with Griffith. And so these guards block his path, and he just nonchalantly throws them to the side. But the whole rest of the band is there, and they're talking with Guts and stuff. And then they're like, "Yeah, we haven't been able to talk to Griffith." And Guts is like, "I'm gonna do it."
Casca's like, "You're making trouble for everyone.
Yeah.
Stop!"
Casca punches him in the face.
"You're being a whiny baby."
And she punches him in the face, and he falls back against the wall, and he's like, "All right, I'm out of here. Fun's over, everybody."
I don't want to talk to Griffith anymore. I don't want him to see me like this.
I don't care about Griffith anymore. I'm gonna go train my
I'm gonna go play with my sword. And play with his sword he does.
I'm gonna go become the sword master.
He's not gonna become the sword master. That's not what this episode is about.
He's a master of his domain, and his domain is sword. Anyway, he's messing around with his sword, and Griffith finally shows up, and he's like, "Look at you with your sword. It looks like you've mastered it." Which is how we get the title of the episode. And him and Griffith start talking back and forth for a little bit.
It's friend stuff.
Yeah, just normal friend stuff. Like you said, you said that I was an exceptional warrior, and then you came and saved me. That's not normal. That's not what a normal person would do in this situation. They would let me die.
Why do I need an excuse to lay my life on the line for you? As he stares him in the eye.
And then the king arrives. And the king's like, "Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's me, your majesty. I'm here now." And he's like, "Let me introduce you to the gang. I got my buddy Julius. He's totally cool." As the entire scene, Julius is just legitimately giving Griffith the stink eye. He's drawn with the stink eye.
Yes. "And here's my sheltered daughter, who's never seen a man under the age of 40 in her life before."
There she is, cowering behind a pillar because you're all big and strong. And they carry on a conversation where it pretty much amounts to the king being like, "Oh, I remember when I used to fight, but I don't fight anymore. I'm old.
I'm old and busted." I'm no
He's
longer
like, anyway,
coated with the sauce.
He's like, anyway, Griffith, I am hereby promoting you to something else and something or another. Bye. And Griffith's like, wow. Yeah, his daughter's there, and he introduces his daughter, and then they leave, and his daughter trips, and Griffith catches her, and you can tell it's an important moment because his time freezes as he catches her. And they stare into each other's eyes.
He gets a girl boner. Julius loses his shit.
Yeah, he clocks Griffith.
Guts is about to kill him.
Yeah. And Griffith's like, no, not you don't kill him yet.
Well, he just like looks at him like with this like extremely I don't want to say smug, but just like he just like smiles at him like, yeah, I don't care about you. You're nothing.
Yeah, as blood is trickling from his mouth. And Julius is just like, I love the shot of just Julius staring back, like confused and frightened almost. And then he's just like, let's go.
I don't think Julius realizes what he's doing. I think he might be a little bit over his head.
He doesn't think of Griffith as somebody capable of, well, I mean, I don't know who knows what he's capable of. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the thing with
someone who can compete with him as an equal and win effortlessly.
Yeah, that's the thing with noblemen. They don't think of you as an equal.
Yeah, he's way too caught up in, what do you call this, a caste system?
Ideology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, also the king was, I forgot to mention this, I just noticed, I remembered it when I was looking at my notes. The king is calling out people who are right next to him as he's speaking, where he's like, a lot of these people are complacent. They wouldn't know how the battles work. And there's literally like a bunch of noblemen behind him. He's like, but not you, Griffith.
Yeah, this king owns. I hope he doesn't do anything horrible.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't.
No, he would never.
I hope he doesn't suffer a horrible fate. Anyway,
he's not a sicko stairmaster. He's not.
You're right.
He's not.
He will not do anything beyond the pale. That's a TV tuner's guarantee.
He will not do one of the most horrifying things in Berserk.
If he does, I would imagine we have to issue an apology.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Watson. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
He's him and Guts, or we cut to Guts. He's doing what all of us do when we're reflecting. We're pointing our sun at the moon and staring at it.
Our sun?
Sword.
Or sword at the moon and staring at it. Just thinking about what our conversation with our best buddy meant. And whether or not he can be trusted.
Gus is being a little bit too introspective. I don't like it. I think
he should kill more people instead of exploring his feelings.
I think he should just, just do what Griffin says.
Peter Griffin.
Yeah.
Griffisu.
So yeah, we get we cut to the next day, and we get what's this guy's name? Adon or
Adon, like the guy from Street Fighter Alpha.
Right, and this is the guy that was voiced by Robotnik, right?
Yeah, it's Mike Pollock.
Yeah, he we're back to him again. This time he's got a foolproof plan. It's a flawless plan. No one could ever come up with a way to get into this this defense.
He doesn't even have a plan. He just got guys in a fort.
Yeah, but he's listing out all the ways. He's listing out all the ways that this fort cannot be penetrated. That will soon prove to be ways that it in fact can be penetrated.
I mean,
so it's like a little.
He has a plan. His plan is to guard the bridge.
The gatehouse.
I thought it was a bridge.
Is this like a little gate? Is this like a fort with two bridges?
I think it just has one bridge going into it, and he's saying like this. If we guard this bridge, there's no way they can get in because there's a river.
Yeah.
And like his subordinates are like, hey, what if they get a raft? Hey, what?
He does sort of point out that the terrain is terrible for making rafts. Like all the trees are shitty.
Which is true. They don't make a raft.
And also, I mean, in the medieval period, or I guess the early modern period, late medieval, complex engineering was not all that common.
To be fair, though, that raft comment, we'll come back to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the point is, though, that, he said that the subordinates are able to poke holes in his concept of this fort. With, it didn't have to be a raft. There's just, what if they can cross the river somehow? Is there a plan for that?
Yeah.
The answer is no.
I think he said something like, there's no other crossing for like 8 miles. Which is not that long a march, even in medieval times.
Yeah. So, I mean, his plan is non-existent.
Yeah. And we get the guys are ready to go. And that's pretty much where we end. It's
This is sort of a vibe scene where we get to see them crossing the river by setting up ropes.
Is that
pulley
this one
system.
or the next one?
Yeah, this is this one, I think. Next one's the hunt.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that is cool. Seeing
pretty
them.
Cool. They have like a pulley system where they're moving the horses across. And then, yeah, that's fun. It's fun to see how their plans coming together. But yeah, I can't remember when this episode ends and the next one begins, but it's somewhere in the middle of this plan. And the next episode, simply titled Conspiracy. Oh,
you're right. It all blends together.
It does blend together. It's pretty seamless.
Also, because the two episodes sort of just like the episode 7 just ends sort of in the middle of it. Like there's a shot of like Griffith's face, and it's just like, that's it. We ran out of time.
Fair enough, though.
True. Griffith, meanwhile, is buying Guts and his men time.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's just distracting them. He gets his entire army up on the hill and yallers at them like some Old Testament battle strategy. And
the Adon's like, these guys are too afraid to come out our way. This is all part of their trick.
And he's like, this is a trap. I'm so clever for figuring this out. And then he does nothing.
He's so clever for figuring this out, even though he was ready to send the guys out there.
Yeah.
Which, I feel like if he did that, I feel like Griffith would have been like, oh, well, this one easier than I thought.
Yeah. Those guys would have been fucked. They're charging, all that cavalry charging downhill.
He was going to send them all out. All of them.
They
Guts would have just came into an empty castle and been easily able to take it over without having to murder anybody. Instead, he murders at least 100 people himself.
Yeah, it turns out that they had the worst security of all time.
Yeah, he's just like, hey, we have official business at the castle. Let us in. And they're like, oh, sure thing.
They don't even check it for a letter.
They're just like, oh, okay, yeah, and immediately get hacked to bits.
Which maybe Adon was yelling at them for not letting an imported guy in earlier. I could imagine.
I could imagine that.
If anyone comes by, you should open the gates for them, because only allies can make it up to this point.
There's no way that they could have an imposter could have made it up here. There's only allies know about this entrance.
Boscon is very mad at me, so make sure to let all of his adjuncts in.
Don't hassle them, because I don't want to get in trouble.
Adon keeps mentioning that he keeps calling it a dirty trick when they pull one over on him.
Yeah, we call that seething.
Yeah, he's dealing with a major amount of cope right now.
I mean, I want to go back to the days where war is when you go to open battlefield, you send your two armies to fight on the plains, and the one with the stronger fighters wins. I don't like this.
Well, that was not the medieval time period.
Yeah. So Griffith's like, not yet. We're waiting for the signal, and the signal apparently is Guts killing everybody and all of the archers, which he does effortlessly. And then Griffith and his men come in and they clean up the house. Meanwhile, that raft comes into play because it turns out Adon has a raft hidden away for when he can escape.
Yeah, so
and like men.
apparently
Yeah.
he's somewhat aware that his plans are garbage, and he's going to screw everything up. So he does have a backup plan for himself.
Yes, which is a raft.
Yeah, it's a raft, and he's getting away, and some of his men are following him. Like, can we come with you? And he's trying to like kick them off the raft.
And he claims that it's a sacred heirloom.
Yeah, he says it's an heirloom from his family.
Like 500 years
I think
old.
this guy might suck.
Yeah.
Also, doesn't he keep adding years onto the?
I
At one
think
point, he
so.
says 100, and then he says 500.
Yeah.
I don't think he's telling the
Yeah,
truth,
that's good.
guys. I think he's fibbing.
I think this guy's a liar. I think he's a cheat and a liar.
I think next week he's going to come back with an eye patch and claim there's a demon sealed underneath it. That's what.
Uh-oh. What if it is?
No,
That sounds
there won't
spooky.
be. There won't be a demon.
Oh, okay. But yeah, he gets thoroughly wrecked, and they pretty much take over the castle effortlessly. We get a scene where like Griffith is literally surveying the bodies that he's massacred. Or not, Guts is surveying the bodies he's massacred. And yeah, they win. Congratulations. Griffith gets a new title, I think, right? He gets like a promotion.
He gets made a count.
Yeah, he's Count Griffith. It's always good when someone becomes a count. Nothing bad ever happens usually.
I mean, Keo's a count, and he hasn't done anything wrong.
Yeah,
What does he count of?
I think Aurora, Colorado.
yeah,
Oh, I missed that.
yeah. Well,
That's good.
it's been a while since I've talked about it, and to be honest with you guys, I mean, you're saying all these nice things about me, saying I haven't done anything wrong. It was very kind of you to say, Stairmaster, but unfortunately, I have done a few things wrong.
Tomato, tomato.
Well, just a few. That doesn't sound that bad.
You're making the mother of all omelets.
Well, okay,
Might have to break a few eggs.
you're right. You guys are good friends.
Well, anything for you, buddy.
Yeah, if
But
if I ever have like a trial of some kind, will you guys be my character witnesses to?
Sure.
Could you guys?
yeah, sure.
Could you guys perjure yourselves for me to like?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the coolest
of
crime.
course. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything wrong as a count.
Oh, good. That's what I'm here to say.
You were there and you saw everything and went down.
And it was on the level.
Okay, so yeah, Griffith's made count, and he's invited to the Great Hunt,
Oh yeah, and it's
which
like a
pisses
huge
off
honor.
Julius because
He's
the White Knights, the White Dragons, or whatever are supposed to be in charge.
he's salty. What
the
a
hunt.
salty little guy.
This guy's a salty lad. Yeah,
And then the
so-
token old guy of the court suggests that they murder Griffith.
Yeah. He's like, listen, I'm not saying you could murder him, but what if you did murder him?
I forgot what this guy's job is. I assume he's the Vizar.
I don't know. His job in this is to have like one open eye and one sort of shut eye. And that's what he does
And
while talking about killing him. He's like, what if we killed this guy?
this guy's got like a design that looks like he's an apostle, but I don't think he is.
He was too early. He was born in the wrong era, Keo.
Like he's a regular Tony Soprano.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we end with the plot set in motion to kill Griffith. Oh boy, are they gonna get away with this? We'll find out, and then we'll find out immediately in the next episode, titled "Assassination." Huh? Sounds like something might happen here. So yeah, they have the hunt, which is pretty much, if you've seen Game of Thrones, you've seen something similar to this, where they're going around, they're hunting animals.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they do not use those weird bourgeois dogs.
No, that'd be cool. Also, the king doesn't get wrecked by like a boar or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a royal hunt here, and Guts is like bored out of his mind. He's like,
it's boring. It's boring as fuck. All they're doing is riding on horses and watching dogs chase a wolf or a fox.
Yeah, it's lame as hell, but it's very prestigious. It's a big deal for these sick nerds.
I feel like in medieval times, a lot of shit was just lame as hell.
They didn't have. Well, look, they didn't have the television.
They didn't have cold ones to crack open.
Yeah, they
true.
had like warm ones they could drink down.
Yeah, if they wanted cold ones, they had to have a guy from the Middle East march the ice all the way over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your choices were like killing each other or watching other things kill other things.
Look, they didn't even get to experience the joy of like cracking a can open and hearing the CO2 burst through the opening.
It's true. Truly a life forgotten, a missed passion. A lot less killing if you're able to do that. I think data has proven that, actually. That killings have drastically gone down the moment that CO2 was invented.
And there were no other consequences.
Yeah.
But really, every government of the era had a guy whose job was just to fuck around in a funny manner.
True.
And that gave him legal immunity.
Yeah.
As long as it was a good bit.
Yep.
I think we should bring back Jester's privilege.
And we,
like in our legal
one
system.
thing we should get rid of, honestly? Like, the one thing that I really want to go back to is, like, what's up with all these antibiotics that we've got nowadays? Making our men weak.
Well, I've got good news about that, Keo.
What do you eat?
Destroying our manhood.
They keep finding new bacteria that ignores it.
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
that's not good. That's not good enough. I want to. If I get a cut outside, I want it to be like life threatening. I want to be in terror of getting tetanus. I'm glad Guts didn't get tetanus. That's nice.
Oh, that would suck.
It turns out that's actually how he lost his arm. It wasn't anything. It wasn't anything like traumatic. It was just he got tetanus. And they had to cut off his arm for some reason.
Is that how tetanus works? I think you just die.
But I think, I don't know if it's not how tetanus works, but I could imagine a medieval doctor thinking that's how tetanus works.
Somehow it saves him, even though it shouldn't.
He was actually misdiagnosed. He had tinnitus.
Oh.
Common mistake back in that time.
Yeah, like they barely knew how to read, so they got the paper with the diagnosis on it, and they're just like, "Oh, got to chop something off."
That's an important question. Does Guts know how to read?
Well, I mean, he does go into Griffith's like study and pick up a book and open it and look at it. So
that's true. Yeah, presumably he's reading.
Well, when would he have learned to read? Like in his,
I feel like
in his life.
Well, I think he probably would have had to learn if he was a leader of the Band of the Hawk, just so he could do like basic accounting.
So you think they're
keeping accounts?
Yeah, if it's men.
You don't need to read for that.
You need to keep it. You need to keep a census, so you know how much to requisition.
I mean, you just need check marks for that, or
no, you need to do numbers. At the very
I do
least.
not think Guts is doing that.
Wait, not check marks, but you know what I'm talking about, like where you do
tallies.
Like, you think Guts is sitting down with a fucking abacus, tallying out the number of men? That's something like Rickart's doing.
Well,
yeah.
I don't think Guts would trust Rickards with his.
I think Guts would be like,
group.
"Hey, you should do this." Not
I guess. Yeah, Rickard, that's probably fine. I was thinking of Corcus, sorry.
Yeah, Rickard's
Guts would not ask Corcus to do anything.
Rickard's a good kid.
Yeah.
I feel like he would have to learn how to read just so he can learn how to read a map, which would be very pertinent to his line of work.
Yeah, although I feel like Guts doesn't even read maps, though. I feel like Griffith just tells him where to go, and he's like, all right. But yeah, they're doing the royal hunt. Guts is going off about how boring it is. and Corcus starts talking about like this is a big honor or whatever, and I think Rickard's like the direct translation on the dub or the subs was Corcus, you again, which is very funny.
Which is what everyone's thinking.
It's what I think every time he speaks.
Yeah, whenever he comes on screen, it's just like Corcus.
Corcus. If Keo, you listen to you watch the dub, right?
Yeah.
Would you have been surprised at all if Corcus was voiced by Roger from Doug?
No, I wouldn't have been.
Oh, gods, this is an honor!
Only the richest nobles can go on the hunt.
Don't you understand it, funny?
Funny.
That's just like, stop calling me that.
Don't understand what you're calling me.
I don't make jokes.
Never joked. I do like some mild quipping, I guess.
I will do a one-liner, but only if the situation really calls for it.
But Griffith isn't on this royal hunt, but although he's mainly using it as an opportunity to hang out with the princess.
Yeah.
And,
we forgot to mention Was it this episode or last episode where the courtesans are talking about how Griffith is more elegant and beautiful than any woman?
Oh, yes. They say he's more graceful than any woman.
Graceful and beautiful than any woman.
Yeah. And that also makes Julius mad. I think that's actually the scene right before Julius decides it's time to murder him.
Anyway, so they're in the woods.
Yeah, he's talking with the princess, and she asks him a question here, but I can't remember what the question was. I just remember that he doesn't answer it. Instead, he grabs a leaf and starts blowing into it.
I think he's supposed to be doing bird calls.
She asks
yeah, he's doing
about
bird calls.
Why do people just like are obsessed with killing, basically.
Oh, yeah, because she doesn't like hunting, and she's like, it's not for me. And she's like, I don't understand why people are obsessed with killing. And Griffith grabs, instead of answering, Griffith, the king of non-answers, just makes some bird calls instead.
Yeah, at least Troy Asnable would have said something.
Yeah. Although I don't know.
He would have lied his ass off, but he would have said something.
True, he would have said some shit like, humans are capable of both love and despair.
Or men can't escape their nature.
Yeah. And then and then she would be like, what's your nature? And he'd be like, well.
Yeah, that's it, just well. And then something would interrupt them or something.
He would say well, and then look off into the distance, and something would interrupt them.
Or maybe he'd say, well, I'm not too sure, or something like that.
Yeah. And Griffith is much less forthcoming. He won't say anything, and instead he'll do some bird calls. So they're doing bird calls for a little bit, and then something spooks the horse, right?
Yeah, I think an animal runs by, maybe the wolf.
Oh, yeah.
And that spooks the horse.
She rides off on the horse, and he rides after her. Meanwhile, this assassin dude is just waiting for his opportunity. He's like, oh, okay, how about now? And he finally gets to a clearing where she's at, and
calms the horse down.
Yeah. And
then he calms her down.
Yeah. And then he gets shot right in the demon necklace. We don't know that yet, but he gets shot.
Yeah, right when Guts is catching up with them.
Yeah.
They all see him get owned.
Yeah, and they show up in time, and they're like, oh my god, he's dying. He's definitely dead. And the assassin's like, I definitely killed that dude. Can't wait for him to die.
It was a perfect shot. That was a 10 out of 10.
It's true. It's almost like fate intervened.
No, come on.
And instead, this guy's like, he's perfectly dead, I bet. He's probably dying right as we speak. I bet I can hear him going, bleh.
And then Griffith's like, I'm fine.
Yeah, Griffith's like, it's actually cool. It's totally fine. Because the demon necklace saved me, guys. It's all cool.
And everyone's like, great.
Everyone's like, "There's nothing that's wrong about this."
Except for Guts, who was just like,
Well-
okay. He's like,
I'm thinking back to what Zod said about it.
My headcanon is that every time Guts sees that thing, he sees the eye open up. And that's why he's constantly creeped out. But yeah, Guts is like, okay. So, everyone goes on about their merry way. And, Julius is quite annoyed at the happening here because, he was supposed to be dead. Now he's not.
And worse yet, it made Griffith look good because he took a bullet for the princess.
Yeah. And now he's actually more popular than ever.
and Julius,
yeah,
of course,
and-
can't take the L on this one. He's got to, he's got to lash out and blame and deflect.
Yeah, let this be a lesson to everybody. If you hire an assassin and they fail, take responsibility.
Yeah, there's always some risk of some kind of freak accident happening. That's the risk of taking an assassination out. I know this as the Count of Aurora, Colorado.
And so he's like, oh yeah, you skipped over to Griffith giving him the death glare.
Oh, yeah. Yes, that's right, because Griffith sees him. Julius later is acting like he was being real, inconspicuous, but he's literally just standing there. Standing there like, is the job done?
He's like
And
having a
Griffith-
Death Note Hunter x Hunter internal monologue about how Griffith couldn't have known.
Yeah. And then...
And then smash cut to Guts visiting Griffith in the study.
well,
Griffith's like,
Griffith...
I know.
Griffith has, a Kill Bill moment where he sees him and it's like...
Yeah.
Yeah. He, instantly knows it was this guy. And Griffith calls him to the study where he's writing out plans for stealing the king's daughter. Mr. Steal Your Girl, Griffith.
Guts is like, look, Griffith, don't act all nice with me. Just tell me to kill, and I'll do it.
Yeah. He's like, you don't gotta play around here. I'll just kill someone. He said it don't matter.
It don't matter. I'm having a bad time in my life right now.
And Guts, so he's gonna be Guts the Assassin. We'll see how he does here. He's not really a stealthy dude, so we'll see how that goes.
It's sort of like Fist of the North Star, where you do the assassination by killing everyone who gets in your way.
Swanson, it
True.
goes about as well as you would expect Guts as an assassin would go. I'll just say that much.
Well, I look forward to seeing how that goes then. But yeah, that is the end of the episode. And the end of these 3 blocks here. Slower episodes, but not ones I didn't... I liked them. I liked where we're going on this show. The dynamic between Griffith and Guts is fun.
And now that we're beyond the parts of the show that they've kind of skipped over, and we're just getting to adapting the material more faithfully, I'm enjoying it a lot more for sure.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I would heartily tune in.
True.
This is
many,
it's fun.
many are saying this.
Yeah, it's a good.
This truly is the golden age of Berserk episodes.
That's a tune in for me for sure. It was a good time.
I'm sure nothing bad's gonna happen now.
Yeah. Swanson, yeah.
Yeah, Swanson. Yeah.
Yeah, nothing bad's gonna happen.
So you're not getting any ominous energy from anything that's happened in the past
Sounds
couple
like
of-
everything is going good so far.
Are you unnerved at all about this egg?
egg?
That
Well, how could it be bad? It saved his life.
You're true.
do you remember what Zod said about it?
Well, yeah, as long as his ambition's all right, it's all good.
You're right. He means well.
Yeah, you're right.
He just wants to live in a castle with his boyfriend.
Yeah.
Exactly. Who doesn't? Who among us?
All right, so that's the episode.
Yeah, that's a tune in on Berserk.
True.
And of course, this was a Buy Me a Coffee episode
What?
brought to you by Poe Pfeiffer. course, if you had something you wanted us to watch,
Yeah.
all you had to do was go over to buymeacoffee.com/TVtuners. A single coffee gives you a single episode for us to talk about anything.
But you should think very carefully.
Yeah, think long and hard about what it is, because who knows what could happen. You don't want to abuse this power. And yeah, that's all you gotta do. But that'll about do it for this week's episode of the show, of course. We'll be back next week with more demons. Until then, keep slaying them. Bye. It's over.
I found him.
Hey folks, time for the TV Tuners Denver Fact of the Week. Did you know that Stairmaster once had a botched assassination against him at the Denver airport?
That's right. I still have a limp.